All right, everyone, welcome to the Thursday night series here on the IWM Broadcast Network. Tonight, we are bringing you the iNRS All-Star Race, tonight presented by Ace HTI. I'm Rick Souza here in the booth with my co-broadcaster, Jeff Nini. And Jeff, this should be just a great night of racing.
It really should, Rick. The North Wilkesboro's turning out to be one of my favorite tracks. I love watching the racing here. I'm looking forward to seeing the NASCAR Cup Series this weekend, but really looking forward to seeing these guys tonight. The iNRS Racing League has done a great job all season long. We've got some really good drivers in here, some great competition, and I think we're going to see some exciting racing tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely looking forward to it. We've got not only champions from tonight, from this season's racing here in the iNRS Racing Series, but past champions. Got over 23 drivers so far who have registered for tonight, and just going to be a blast calling these guys.
Yeah, Jordan Booth, as you were saying, past champion, is taking this season off, but as you were telling me earlier, he came back just for this race because it's going to be so good. He wanted to be a part of it, and I think that's going to make things even more exciting.
Absolutely. So that's one of the greatest things about that iRacing brings, that you've got drivers and competitors who are, they're in their teens, they're in their 20s, they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and even in their 70s. It really unites an entire community. And so Jordan Booth, he went off to college, but he came back to race. I'm not sure whether he's racing at home in his old rig or where he is, but certainly it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of good drivers in here tonight. Fastest time so far. This will blow you away. Dakota LaRue ran a 17-1.
Wow.
I just can't. I was blown away last night when we broadcast and somebody got down into the 18s. He almost broke 17.
Well,
so
look
really,
at that.
really fast.
The track temperature is 122 degrees right now in practice. We'll see if that changes at some point and when we move on to the actual race. But practice has just wound up, and we're about to go to qualifying.
Qualifying session has started.
It sure has, and so we'll keep it. We'll kind of put up the tower, and as drivers tick away, of course, first lap is not as fast as your second lap. So, but the thing is with iRacing, you can't make a mistake. You can't brush the wall. You can't get off track. Everything matters. So you've got to really pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, we've seen this season, we've seen a few guys not miss the race, but end up starting in the back of the field because their qualifying laps didn't count. A little wall contact or in the grass or something along those lines will negate that time.
All right, times for the first lap are beginning to post. We're seeing some drivers putting up all of them up sub 20-second times. But that's their first lap as their tires heat up and as they take a more aggressive attack of the track. We'll see how lap number 2 posts up. But this is North Wilkesboro, and it's a short track. Let's kind of bring up our race information. All right, this is North Wilkesboro Speedway. It's a 0.52, just a half-mile track. Right now, as it was in practice, that track temperature is 121 degrees, but the air temp,
wow,
is only 76. So it's hot on track, but this old asphalt has really baked up pretty good. Now,
yeah, and that's going to make it slick tonight.
It sure is. You got 125 laps. Again, there are no quick repairs. There are 3 sets of tires, 75% fuel. There are some unique things tonight. So this is the All-Star race. So the admins always put in a little bit of something different. And so they have implemented the choose cone. You see it every week at NASCAR. Drivers, as they're on the last lap, as they're beginning to qualify, they have the option as they cross that start finish line or wherever that choose cone is delegated to either move to the top or the bottom. Of course, that's all up to the driver. As that lane backs up, you may choose to pick another lane, but they have that option and they've got to get that done. And so that's an option that they will have tonight. Also, the admins, if they were to run 40 consecutive green flags laps without a caution, race control has the option to throw a caution and re-rack for a restart. But there are no stage breaks, no points, and there is some big cash for the winner.
The opportunity for them to throw a caution at will, similar to what's going on in the Real Life Cup Series right now. But that is going to make for some interesting racing, because in the case, like you said, if it does go green for multiple laps and they decide the field gets pretty spread out. The longer they run green, the more spread out the field gets. And if they feel like they need to add a little bit of excitement back in, then they can do it. They just throw caution, bunch the field back up. It also gives guys a chance to change tires if they want, or work some sort of a strategy into that. But they've got to keep that in their mind. And one of the toughest things, I think, about the iRacing League is that these guys don't have a real life crew chief on the box for the most part. They don't have a real life spotter for the most part. But so they're having to make all these calculations and strategy decisions themselves while they drive. And that can be mentally very taxing.
Absolutely. All right, qualifying is wrapping up relatively quickly here. Of course, things as a half-mile track, it goes pretty quick.
Yeah, Jordan Wenzel right now is our provisional pole, 19-4. Laps in the qualifying are a little slower than what we saw in practice, and I think that makes sense though. You've only got 2 shots, and
that's right.
you can't go all out, because all you got to do, if you go just a hair across that line, then all of a sudden you have no time and you're starting at the back of the field, and nobody wants to do that.
So that wraps up qualifying here at North Wilkesboro. In this league, there's always a 5-minute uh, opportunity here for the admins to have a conversation with the drivers. Again, probably go back over those same rules we spoke of earlier, and give them a pep talk to keep all 4 wheels on the ground and try and avoid being in each other's doors. But we certainly appreciate everyone tuning in to the iNRS All-Star Race tonight. It should be a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you want to take a look at the top 10 in our qualifying times here? Like we mentioned, Jordan Wenzel ended up getting the pole position, followed by Jacob Mossow, Lucas Whitehead, Matt Parasini, and Austin Wheeler rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, as soon as that 5 minutes over, we'll be able to bring you the grid and get you updated.
Some pretty decent times. 19-4. We had 3 guys in that 19-4 range, all within 7/100ths of a second of each other. And then it starts slowing down a little bit, but boy, not much. I think we've got less than a second separating the first time from the last time. Yeah, first 20 positions qualified on time, and then we have 3 guys that did not generate a qualifying time. Corey Bunch, Shane Trotter, and Matt Crockett did not set a qualifying time.
Yeah, we'll see if that actually impacts us here, and we'll have to verify if those folks actually made the field. We think they did, but we're not exactly sure. We'll know better once we can get those cars out on the track. So.
Yeah, race control's holding a drivers meeting right now, and just like you said, Rick, they're going through some of the rules. They're talking through driver etiquette, talking through the fact that this is a very short track, very tight, and it's very easy to get in trouble here. When the race we broadcast last night, we had a long green run at first on this same track, same cars, and then it was a yellow flag festival. We just seemed to have yellow flag after yellow flag, and sometimes wouldn't even get a lap in. So it just varies. You know, guys start to get aggressive, and this is a track that you have to be somewhat aggressive, but boy, you really have to be able to temper your emotions, stay in control, and not get your head out of whack, and then you start causing problems that are going to impact everybody.
Well, with that, why don't we bring up our keys for today's event? What we've determined based on our knowledge and what we've seen at racing here at North Wilkesboro this week. For sure, tire conservation.
Boy, that's for sure. It's on a short track like this, any short track, you're going to start to chew up tires. You're going through those corners fairly fast, fairly quickly, and just a lot of side load on those tires. It's very easy to slide your tires in the corners here, so guys have to keep an eye on that.
Secondly, qualifying position. That goes a long way, depending on how the race shakes out, whether we do have a bunch of green flag pit stops or not. Qualifying position can be a game changer for your race.
Absolutely. And the third key to the race, corner exit. This track is so tough on corner exit. It's seems kind of strange, but it's very easy to spin, but it's also very easy to push up into that outside wall. So you've got to get your line just right, and you've got to get your speed, your braking points, your back to the throttle points, and you've got to do all of that correctly to make a good corner exit. And that's going to be key to getting down the back straight quickly.
Well, especially here because this is unlike most tracks when you're on the front stretch coming out of 4 and then headed into 1 across the front stretch. The track actually goes down. And then as you exit 2, headed back to 3 on the back stretch, you're actually climbing. So it's it's one of the unique features of this old school NASCAR track.
Yeah, and you learned me something last night. You were telling me that all 4 corners on this track are banked a little bit differently. So your car is not going to handle exactly the same in each corner or in any corner. It's going to be different in all 4 corners. So the guys that can master that are going to be the guys that are running up front.
Well, it looks like the grid is in for tonight's event here in the iNRS All-Star Race presented by Ace HTI. And you've got Jordan Wenzel on the pole with Jacob Mousau to the outside. Lucas Whitehead is in row 2 with the outside with Matt Persini. Austin Wheeler finds himself in 5th with Christopher Cash in 6th. Lucas Gortman is in 7th. Jeff Ramsdell is in 8th. Tony Japs in 9th. And Garrett Walden is in 10th.
Next row is Austin Walton in 11. Alongside him, Joe Mosso in the 12th spot. In 13th, we've got Ron Fitting. Next to him, Corey Ennis. Next row, Scott Thomas and Vince Burns. 17 and 18 is Dakota LaRue and Jordan Booth. 19 is Ty Bostic. 20 is Mike Wheel. Corey Bunch in position 21. Alongside him, Shane Trotter, and Matt Crockett is in the 23rd position.
All right, that's our grid.
Is our field.
Yeah. And looks like drivers are about to get underway here in North Wilkesboro. one more lap, I think, and we'll go green.
Yeah, these short tracks, we usually have 2 pace laps. Gives a chance to drivers to get tires warmed up, get their car warmed up, get ready to go.
All right, we'll try to grab this restart from the flag stand. We'll give you the same shot that our starter sees. And we are underway here at North Wilkesboro in the iNRS All-Star event.
Good jump by Jordan Wenzel in that 81 car. First part here, they're single file, but you get back to about 5th place or so. And those guys are running 2 wide. Last night, we saw them get 3 wide a few times.
Yeah, that's where all the drama happens to be at these short tracks, that's for sure.
Yep. Pace is pretty close to qualifying time. Leaders were running a 19.6, so that's only a few tenths off what they were running on their solo qualifying laps.
So far,
Austin Wheeler's moved up a couple positions. He started 5th, but he's up to 3rd already, so that's a real good start for him.
Yeah, they're not letting that 81 of Jordan Wenzel get away. Jacob Musso and Austin Wheeler right there on his tail, and right behind Lucas Whitehead.
That's the I think one of the things on a 125 lap race, these guys know they're all experienced drivers. They're all stars, and they know that hey, you're not going to win this one on the first lap or even the first 10 or 20 laps. So let's kind of take our time, take it easy, see what we've got, see how our car is handling in race condition and in traffic, and work our way into a little bit faster pace. And hopefully some of those guys in mid-pack are thinking, they're strategizing right now how they can get to the front.
Back to the field. Lucas Portman may have had a problem. Not sure he was trying to find just where he is at. Yeah, he's maybe
clear back in 20th spot.
Well, I think he's got a connection issue.
Okay. Yeah, he's a lap down already, so that's, well, no, now it shows that it's weird. Timing and scoring is bouncing back and forth between him being a lap down and 2 laps down or on the lead lap. So I'm not sure what that must be a connection issue.
Yeah, he may have been disconnected or having. That's the challenge of these series that are you're at the mercy of the internet. So
he did have a fast lap though, running 19.5.
He sure did. All right, Jordan Wenzel continues to lead here. Austin Wheeler, Jacob Musso right there, Matt Barasini, Lucas Whitehead. This part of the first 10 spots have kind of just gone nose to tail and single file, getting a little bit of double action back in the field. Jordan Booth now finds himself, he is up +6. He's the big mover so far, +7 positions right now.
Yeah, good for him. That'll make that trip back from college worth it, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Smoky Mountain Motorsports is well represented in the top 10. They've got 3 drivers up there. Austin Wheeler, Lucas Whitehead, Christopher Cash, actually all running in the top 6. So they make up half of the top 6 at this point. So really good start of the race for those guys.
Yeah, they must have spent some time getting some practice in, because you really need it at this track. Yep, right now officially Lucas Cortman shows as out. So unfortunately he must have disconnected. We may see him back later, but right now he is out of the race. All right, 15 laps in. Jordan Wenzel continues to lead. He's got Austin Wheeler on his tail, but after that, the field begins to spread out a little bit.
I was watching Jordan Wenzel and Austin Wheeler here on my other screen, and Austin Wheeler is picking up time on the entrance to the corner. So he's found something out there, and he's not losing. He loses a little bit on the exit, but not as much as we were seeing from a few drivers last night. So he's figured something out, enough to gain 3 spots, and keeping Jordan Wenzel in his sights.
Musso. 25 of Jacob Musso spins, and that brings out our first caution of the night here at North Wilkesboro.
And he was running 3rd when he spun. So that's a big setback for Jacob.
To the 24, Matt Persini. Oh, a little bit of contact, and that punts the 25 around, unfortunately.
Yep, I heard the driver come on the radio and apologize to him. He said he didn't realize that he was going to be coming down, and nothing intentional there, but
it happens.
Yeah, it does. You got 2 guys going for the same piece of real estate. One of them doesn't know the other one's there.
Well, that's one of the things we definitely saw while broadcasting other races here at North Wilkesboro. I'm not sure if it's just the way that the track sets up or what's in your mirrors, but it's certainly easy to lose track of your competitors around you because this is a half-mile track. You're going so fast, you sometimes can lose track of what corner you're in.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's very difficult. You're focused on so many things right in front of you. The car behind you, the car in front of you, the cars beside you, and it's very easy to lose track of where you are on the speedway.
Well, 20 laps are in. We'll be going back to green flag racing momentarily, but so far, Jeff, I'm seeing some great racing out there tonight.
Absolutely. The first few cars in line are staying in line, kind of feeling each other out. But boy, mid-pack, there's some serious racing going on back there, and I think we'll see that all night long.
Well, folks, we appreciate you tuning in to the IWM broadcast channel for tonight's broadcast of the iNRS Racing Series All-Star event presented by Ace HTI.
Yeah, Jay, that crash there caused Jacob Mossow, 14 positions. He went from 3rd back to 17th.
That hurts.
So that hurt big time. I think he's capable of digging himself out of that, though. We'll see as the evening progresses.
All right, green flag is back.
Green.
Yeah.
Got a 2 wide run going there too. Now they've up front they've gotten to single file.
To that's Christopher Cash to the outside.
Yeah, keep your eye on those 2 front cars. You'll see Austin Wheeler gain on the entrance and through the center a little bit, and then probably loses about half of it on the exit to the corner, but really makes it up on the entrance.
See the 2 XLI guys right there. That's Garrett Walden in the 43, Jordan Booth in the 40, but they are surrounded by a number of other drivers, including the 17 of Austin Walton to the outside. Ty Bostic is there as well. We saw Ty in another race where he ran pretty much the outside line the whole night, did pretty well.
Yeah,
Getting
you've got
caught up
Matt
in
Parasini there on the same team in that 24 machine. All those guys in the mix staying together. You think this was a super speedway. You've got 3 teammates all running next to each other.
Yeah, Jordan Wenzel's up there with IRFK, and then he's got Austin Wheeler, Chris Cash, and Lucas Whitehead, all Smoky Mountain Motorsports right behind him, 1, 2, 3.
Jordan Booth's up 11 spots now, up into the 7th position. And got a lot of company around there. Got Austin Walton in the 17 right behind him. Corey Ennis in the 27 and Ty Bostic in the 22 battling back and forth. You can see timing and scoring just keeps changing. And that's one sign of really good racing.
Yep, Jordan's up 11 positions. Bostic is up 9 positions. Some good movers. That's a tight battle right there with those 4 cars running 2 wide. All right, 29 laps complete here at North Wilkesboro. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but you won't miss anything. We'll be side by side.
HDI provides commercial smart security systems, audio-visual solutions, TV mounting and installation, access control, and surveillance systems. In addition, our networking division can provide business networking and Wi-Fi solutions. All these systems can be remotely managed through our ACE HTI applications and cloud-based solutions. Running a business these days is a tough and demanding job. Let the folks at ACE HTI ensure that your place of business is safe for your workers and your company assets. ACE HTI can offer you integrated burglar alarm systems, access control and health, and wellness systems to ensure the safety of your employees and visitors. If you are looking to modernize or purchase a new fire alarm system, look no further than ACE HTI. We can offer you the latest state-of-the-art solutions to keep watch over your business. Does your surveillance system need a refresh? ACE HTI can install the latest 4K surveillance cameras with custom analytics and AI to help you understand what's happening in and around your business. Are you a restaurant or hospitality venue? Does your facility host sporting events? Reach out to ACE HTI for the latest in video displays and audio systems to enhance and define your place of business. ACE HTI service area includes both North and South Carolina. Reach out to us today at 336-941-3171 or via email at info@ace-hti.com.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS Racing Series. And just as we were gone away for just a few seconds, fancy that, caution came out for a spin. We'll try to bring that to you right now. Have to do with Corey Ennis. Watching the 27 of Corey Ennis as he gets a little tap right there.
Oh, yeah, right on. Man, that is the worst place to get tapped in the left rear, too.
Yeah, that was a 97. That little left rear just kind of spun him around.
Yeah, that was Jeffrey Ramsdell. And you get tapped. You have so much wheel in the car coming off the corner, and you're just starting to get back to the throttle, so the back end is light anyway. And boy, somebody leans on your car, it's going to send you around. And when you get a tap on the bumper like that, there's not much you can do. You're along for the ride.
Well, the lights are off on top of that pace car. Will be going back to green flag racing next time by. 35 laps complete. Jordan Wenzel continues to lead. Austin Wheeler, Chris Cash. The order hasn't really changed much, but there's been some shakeups further on back in the field. See some of the gains you've seen some people make. See Ty Bostic, Jordan Booth, both plus
he's
10.
Up 12 spots now.
Yep, Mike Wheel plus 10. So back to green flag racing.
Got a good jump that time.
Yeah, really
Austin
big
Wheeler
jump.
Takes the lead.
Takes over. Big move by Austin Wheeler to take the lead over from Jordan Wetzel.
Yeah, getting that kind of a jump on the outside line this early in the race, that's some good driving.
Speaking of good driving, Jordan Booth now up to 4th. These guys are familiar with seeing that that purple paint scheme in their rearview mirror. They haven't seen it all season from Jordan Booth, and I think they weren't missing it. You know, I'm pretty sure they weren't really missing much.
Yeah, that's right. That's a pretty car, that number 41 there, and he's getting larger in the rearview mirror of those front runners.
Right now he's doing his best to try and work his way around the 33 of Lucas Whitehead.
It's a little tough to keep that spot when you're on the inside because you just can't get back to the throttle as fast. But somehow he did it there and was able to slide up in front of Lucas Whitehead.
Takes over 3rd.
Yep.
Further back, Ty Bostic, who's also plus 12, continues to exploit that outside line. There really is an opportunity. You can really get on that throttle longer and get some really good long run speed.
Yeah, Ty Bostic and Jeff Ramsdell running fairly close to each other back there. Got a lot of guys, you know, really fairly close to one another in mid-pack. So another sign of good racing.
Yeah, looking here in the back of the pack, this is like 13, 14, 15. These guys they're battling just like it's first. They're 2 and 3 wide here.
Yeah, yep. And the last car on the lead lap is only 6 seconds behind the leader. So that's about a third of a lap, but able to keep the pace up pretty good. It's tougher in the back because there are so many cars all in the same small area, and that just makes it a little tougher to maneuver, a little tougher to pass. So those guys have it a little more difficult than the front runners do. But whoops, somebody just went around.
That's Tony Japs just spun. Does bring out our 3rd caution of the night here at lap 45. Tony was in the back, and there's a lot of close racing going on. Got a little bit of help from
little tap, 17 there.
Yep, Austin Walton.
He got him twice.
Yeah,
and then pushed him out of the way.
Oh, and more contact. I think a little bit of contact there, but well, with that though, we are seeing our first pit stop by this field.
Yep, looks like just about everybody's coming in on this one. Good to get a good tire change here at well over a third of the way through the race, or approximately a third of the way through the race. So this is a good time to change tires. They have 3 sets, so you get a caution at this point in time. That's a smart move.
Number of drivers chose to stay out, and that puts Jeff Ramsdell, who has not pitted yet, at the point.
Wow. He's got 45 laps on his tires.
Yep,
and
that's going to be very interesting when you've got drivers who have now they're all on fresh rubber. Well, pretty much everybody who's got fresh. Yeah.
First 4 cars.
Yep.
Have so Ramsdell has 45 laps on his tires. Matt Parasini and Austin Walton both have about 13. And then looks like Dakota LaRue might have, what would that be, 21 laps on his tires? No, 26, excuse me. And then everybody else from there back running on fresh tires. So it's going to be interesting up front because those guys with, especially Jeff Ramsdell with 45 lap old tires, he is not going to be able to run as fast as the guys behind him. So
No,
they've got to get their strategy together, how to get by him without making contact, and then drive away from it.
I'm afraid he's going to get run over. He certainly right now is a block. These guys have, they're stacking up, trying to get
caution's
around.
out.
Yep. Mike Wheel went around.
Dakota LaRue in the 18 was somehow involved. I'm not sure.
Looks like you may have had a little bit of help there.
Yeah, Mike and Corey were talking there on the radio, and it sounds like Mike Wheel had to lift. He was coming up on the bumper, the guy in front of him, and then Corey got into the back of him just a little bit, but it was enough to send him around.
I think that was Ty Bostic, actually, who was right in front of him, but no real damage on any of these drivers. They don't have any quick repairs, so they're trying to protect their equipment for sure. All right, so it looks like Matt Parasini in the 24 will be in control of this restart. And we haven't made a big deal about the choose cones. Let's see if that makes a difference here on this restart, if they choose to exercise that.
Interesting strategy with Dakota LaRue. It looks like he's running in the 7th position. It looks like he may have taken fuel only on his last stop.
Oh yeah, 3.82 seconds in the box.
Yeah.
That's basically just a splash of gas and go.
Yep. So 53 laps in, we are on our 4th caution. Comes out to about one every 12, 13 laps. Not too bad, but I know these guys would like to get a much longer green run in.
We'll do a better job next yellow flag that comes out and giving you a better bird's eye shot of that virtual choose cone.
Here we go.
Already you see the
97. Oh, yeah.
Oh, 17 goes around.
97 of Jeff Ramsdale must have spun his tires because he just started going backwards and just clogged everything up there. Had a few guys bounce off of him, and that brought out the next caution.
Yeah, he wound up in the middle and unfortunately wound up in the door of the 17.
Yep.
Couple spectators looking on from there. All right, so back under caution for the 5th time tonight.
We talked about in I think first key to the race was tires, taking care of your tires, and what we saw right there was not that Jeffrey Ramsdale didn't take care of his tires, but he employed the strategy of staying out on old tires, and it's a great way to gain positions, but there's the risk that goes along with that, and that reached out and bit him right in the butt. It just looks like he spun his tires, and then everybody else is going much faster than you, and gets very congested very quickly.
Well, he's still out and has not gone in, but unfortunately he's now back in the 3rd position. We'll see how that impacts the field next time by. We should get a good shot of our virtual choose cone at the start and finish line. We'll see where these drivers choose to line up. I'm not sure, if it makes that big of a deal, but we'll see where these drivers tend to go. Who selects? There you go. You can see the drivers picking where they want to go.
That's a tough call when you're spotting for yourself or using the computer spotter. And lights came back on. We're going to run an extra lap here.
All right. Well, we're at least organized in our restart. Matt Persini will be on the outside. Will be the control car. And you've got how that all shook out is that puts Jeff Ramsdell sitting in the 4th position. Of course, we're focused on Jeff because he's the only guy who chose not to take tires, so his speed is a little slower than everybody else's.
Yeah, and that's just going to get worse the longer he stays out. So it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe his strategy is to try to stay as close to the front as he can, and then he'll have flipped somebody around already. Oh, my.
Back out.
Oh, and there goes the 48. After the yellow flag, Austin Wheeler came around. He may have collected Jordan Booth. Jordan just came on the radio, did not sound happy.
Looking at the 48 of Wheeler. No, the 41 slipped right on by, but unfortunately, a little bit of contact with the 17 there.
Yep. And I'm not even sure who was the first car that spun that caused that yellow.
I think it was Lucas Whitehead in the 33. You'll see right there in the 3rd car back on the inside. Pace car drops off, and he just gets a little unstable.
He's still in the corner when they start accelerating, and when you're putting the hammer down and you've got wheel in it, it's going to want to kick that back end out on you, and he just got away from him.
All right, so lap 63 now. Just approaching the halfway point. Pace car has its lights off. These drivers are getting reformed up. And with that caution, Jeff Ramsdell has found his way onto pit road, and along with Mike Wheel, they chose to get tires and fuel.
Good choice.
All right, back underway here at North Wilkesboro.
Jordan Booth has found his way up to 2nd place now.
We were thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, the 48 was able to stay up there in spite of that spin. I guess probably because it happened after the caution flag. So Austin Wheeler's still up there battling for 3rd right now with Jordan Wenzel.
This is just a great group of guys up front. Persini, Booth, Mueller, Wenzel. Really, that's the greatest thing about this series is that we've got some great drivers here, and they're all up there battling.
Yep. Yeah, I've really enjoyed covering this series this year. Get to see a lot of guys. You learn, even while you're broadcasting, you learn from them.
We're still 2 and 3 wide here all the way through the field. So far clean. Not a lot of contact. Oh, as I say that, the 42.
Whoops.
Tony Chaps spins. Caution
you should have
comes
knocked
out.
on wood when you said that.
Yep. Someone else spun besides. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Lucas Whitehead. Nope, sorry. Take that back. It was Mike Wheel. Looks like Tony just got a little loose. See the 55 slide by. And the
Whoa, he was afraid he was going to come back up the track, and he tried to turn right. And these cars are still, even on the straightaways, fairly unstable. You can't put too much wheel into it, or you're not going to like the outcome.
Austin Walton, Tony Japson, Mike Wheel, all on pit road at the moment. As we are at 70 laps complete. Looks like Christopher Cash gets a lap back to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, Lucas Whitehead had some damage. Looks like he's about 11 laps down. Is he still running?
He is out.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucas Whitehead, Lucas Cortman both have retired. Mike Wheel is in the pits. He's getting some necessary work done.
Yeah, with no quick repairs, guys get bumped around in here and on these short tracks, and they end up having to spend time in the pits to get repair work done so they can get back out there again. But boy, the laps, when you go green, the laps go by so quickly that it's very easy to lose multiple laps while you're in pit road waiting on your repairs.
Well, the lights are off on top of our pace car. The drivers have chosen the lane they're going to start from. Matt Pericini is your leader, but he has got Jordan Booth now to his inside.
Great jump by Pericini there.
He needed that good start. Try to get a little bit of distance between himself and his teammate, Jordan Booth.
Yeah, he's got that advantage now. Clean air, and he's not being constricted by somebody on his outside or his inside. He's able to dive down into the corner. You'll see it right there, and then he can use all the racetrack on his exit of the corner, go right up next to the wall, and keep the most speed that way.
Behind those guys, though, everybody is 2 by 2, sometimes 3 by. Good race near Jordan Wenzel.
Yeah, Jordan Booth doing a great job at gaining time on the entrance to the corner, and then he washes up the track a little bit. Whoa, somebody's in the grass.
That's the 81 of, and the 79 gets around. You can see the all the dirt from running through the grass. The 81, it's got a lot of that trapped up under that car.
Yeah, that's Jordan Wenzel. He was running up at the front a little earlier. That is...
Not sure what caused him to go off track. Let's see if we can see it here.
That
right
red car's coming down, but no contact. Whoop. Net code right there.
A little bit, yeah, for sure. And then Scott Thomas in the 79 rather. You can see the 81 go off. And the 27 may have a little bit of a love tap to that left rear.
Looked like he was trying to get past him in case he came back on track. And he was successful in that effort, but cost him when he made contact there.
Well, folks, thanks for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS Racing Series. This is their all-star race here at North Wilkesboro, presented by ACE HTI. If you're looking for a security system or a fire alarm system for your company, you happen to be in the Carolinas, reach out to ACE HTI.
We appreciate them sponsoring this race and being a part of the broadcast. Matt Parasini still in the lead here. Jordan Booth is in P2. Jordan also, in addition to coming back just for this race, he's also got fast laps so far. Ran a 19.4, which is pretty quick for a race lap.
Absolutely.
Another great jump by Matt Parasini in the 24. See Ty Bostic back up front again in that 22.
Yeah, he's up 16 spots. He along with Jordan Booth. They were back there at the tail end of the field, and look, they are now plus 16 spots to find themselves at the front of this field.
I don't know if Ty is making it up on restarts or where he's gaining positions, but he was back around 10th or 12th a few cautions ago, and now finds himself up in third spot. So good rebound for Ty Bostic in the 22. Jeff Ramsdell, we were talking about him earlier, not taking tires until lap 61. And that strategy seems to have worked fairly well for him. He's still running in the top 10, position 8 right at the moment. And so that getting that track position by staying out when everybody else pitted. Oh, somebody's around again.
That's Dakota LaRue who spun out, bringing out our 9th caution here at lap 84. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
ACE HTI provides residential and commercial smart security systems, audiovisual solutions, TV mounting and installation, access control, and surveillance systems. In addition, our networking division can provide home and business Wi-Fi networking. All of these systems can be remotely managed through our ACE HTI applications and cloud-based solutions. When you need more than a website or trying to Google an answer, reach out to ACE HTI. Our crack team of experts and technical support specialists can provide you answers when you need it the most. During business hours, you can reach our in-house help desk for those quick and easy fixes that can save you money. After hours and over the weekend, you can use our 24/7 emergency tech line. Our operator will get a technician on the phone with you within minutes. ACE HTI service area includes both North and South Carolina. Reach out to us today at 336-941-3171 or via email at info@ace-hti.com.
Do an in-car up here sometime soon.
Absolutely. All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS All-Star Race here at North Wilkesboro, presented to you by ACE HTI. We're under our 9th caution here at lap 85, I think it flew.
If you're watching on Facebook, we encourage you to click that like button and that subscribe button, or if you're on YouTube, rather, and get your chance to watch these races every week. These guys put on a great show, and it's exciting for us to broadcast these races, and we hope it's exciting for you to watch.
If you're watching for the first time or just seeing this and you're watching way Now, what is going on with all these drivers diving off like that? That is because this series has, for this race only, has introduced a choose cone and allows that driver to pick and choose what lane they want to restart in, just like they do on Sunday. So far, I think it's been a big success.
Yeah, yeah. No issues from it, which is a success all by itself. But it's giving guys freedom, gives them strategy moves.
Oh, what a bit of
whoa!
That's the leader
24?
going around. Oh, he's got
man,
a lot of damage there.
That,
79 got
yeah,
that doesn't leave a mark on that 79 as well.
Just probably got a little too heavy on the throttle, spun those tires, and
see the smoke pouring out of the back of the 79. Unfortunately, I think his day is done.
Yep. Yeah, he must have run into something or someone with the front end of his car, and he's got motor damage now.
Yep, the 24 just spun himself, unfortunately.
That's one of those unforced errors you don't see from the leaders very often.
'79 continues to run. I'm not quite sure how long he will last. If this was our in real life, they'd be putting down a lot of oil on the track about now.
Yeah, according to what I'm seeing here, that's put Matthew Pericini the last car on the lead lap, so he went from first to the back of the field. Tough break for Matt in that 2014.
Number of drivers on pit road: Austin Walton, Matt Pericini, Mike Wheel, Corey Bunch, all on pit road. But this is now actually a good time to go down pit road. These drivers still have at least one more set of tires in the pits. They've only got 34 laps to go. So, I mean, right now you're holding them in your back pocket, but yeah, could be any time.
Yep, Pericini's in the pits right now, getting a little work done, I assume. Oh, maybe not. Because he's back out again already.
Yeah, well,
he had a little bit of contact.
Yeah, he may be okay. He was in for 23 seconds. It may not have been that much damage. Fortunately, Scott Thomas in the 79, his day is done. He took a hard hit, drove right into the safer barrier.
Yeah, when you get engine damage, that's usually the sign of the end of your day.
Well, I say safer barrier, but I'm looking at this track, I don't think there's a lot of
they were saying that this is the original scan.
Yeah.
So it was before they put a safer barrier in.
So both guys who were at the back of the field are both up plus 17 spots.
Oh, 24 spins out again.
Caution does not fly, though.
Yeah. They made contact with the wall and with another car, but he was able to keep it straight and keep going, so we'll stay green.
As I was saying, both Jordan Booth and Ty Bostic, they're at the back of the field now. They're both up front, plus 17 spots for both.
69, Christopher Cash is in the pits, along with Matt Pericini's back in the pits now as well.
I think it was the 42 of Tony Japs was just in the wall. Remember, these drivers just having just a challenge. This is a tough track, and you can see that car, the 42, he has got a lot of damage on that car. Matt Pericini is still in the pits.
Yeah, the longer they run on a set of tires, the tougher that car is to get it to run straight, and the tougher it is to handle. So We'll probably see a little bit of a rash of guys having issues here.
The 55 of Vince Burns, he pitted last on lap 84. He is up to 8th. And then you've got Austin Walton in the 17. He pitted last on lap 90, and he is up to 11th. Looks like Ty Bostic is really all over the rear bumper. Let's go on board with Ty since we talked about that.
I love this view. You can see where he stays a little higher and then cuts down just a little bit later, and he's gaining on him in the corner. Loses a little bit there on the exit, but then looks like he'll make it back up again on the at the center of the corner there.
Yeah, he's hanging right with it for sure.
Yeah, you can see how much wheel he's putting into it there in the middle of the corner.
He gains a good bit into one.
Yeah, the only thing we can't see is throttle and brake application. I wish we could see that. Some of these guys are, it was interesting to see different braking points for different cars, different drivers. They, each one of them doing it maybe just a little bit different from others, but it all depends on the line you're running and the way your car's handling, how your tires are wearing. So much goes into it. There's a lot going through a driver's mind as they're going in and out of these corners, and you're doing 4 corners in less than 20 seconds. So about every 5 seconds you find yourself in a corner.
We're going to take our last commercial break of the night with just 22 laps to go here. We'll be going side by side, so again, you won't miss anything.
ACE HTI provides residential and commercial smart security systems, audiovisual solutions, TV mounting and installation, access control, and surveillance systems. In addition, our networking division can provide home and business Wi-Fi networking. All of these systems can be remotely managed through our ACE HTI applications and cloud-based solutions. When you need more than a website or trying to Google an answer, reach out to ACE HTI. Our crack team of experts and technical support specialists can provide you answers when you need it the most. During business hours, you can reach our in-house help desk for those quick and easy fixes that can save you money. After hours and over the weekend, you can use our 24/7 emergency tech line. Our operator will get a technician on the phone with you within minutes. ACE HTI service area includes both North and South Carolina. Reach out to us today at 336-941-3171 or via email at info@ace-hti.com.
All right, welcome back to the iNRS Racing Series All-Star event here at North Wilkesboro. Just 18 laps to go. Jordan Booth, previous winner here in this series, up front. Ty Bostic in second. Austin Wheeler, Austin Wheeler has hung on to that second and third and fourth place position all night long.
He really has.
Jordan Wenzel right there in fourth. Corey Ennis, Garrett Walden, Jacob Musso finds himself now back from an earlier incident, back up to 7th. Jeff Ramsdell is holding solid at 8th. Vince Burns at 9th, and Austin Walton in 10th.
Here's something ironic, little piece of trivia. Well, not trivia for you, but just information. Jordan Booth and Ty Bostic, running 1 and 2, started next to each other, but back in 18th and 19th. So they both have gained 17 spots to get up to the point where the two of them are the leaders in this race right now.
Absolutely. Number of drivers that you can see by that board are currently in the pits: Joe Musso, Matt Pericini, Chris Cash, and Scott Thomas.
Yeah, poor Matt Pericini in the 24 was leading the race. Spun, made a little contact, ended up at the back of the field, and that's when everything went wrong for him.
Yeah, just a tough restart.
Yeah, really, and you see that so often. Cars that run so well and drivers are doing a great job with it. Then something happens and they find themselves back in the pack, and then it all goes south in a hurry.
Just kind of looking back through the field, this is Tony Japs, Mike Wheel, and I think Corey Bunch here back here at the tail end of the field. Jeff Ramsdell is up there pretty much trying to get in front of the 25 of Jacob Rousseau. To the 27 of Corey Ennis now finds himself up to 5th place. Trying to run down
and the guys, those guys towards the rear, Tony Japs, Mike Wheel, Corey Bunch that you mentioned, really are not far off the pace at all. They're running laps that are within a couple tenths of the leaders, but it's just there's so much traffic in front of them. It's tough to go anywhere.
You can see by the last time by, some of those drivers are, they're right there. See Jordan Booth's last time was a 20:04. You saw, Jordan Wenzel 20:02. Jeff Ramsdell 20:01.
Yep.
But that's indicative of the fact that he has fresher tires, pitting last on lap 61. So all of these drivers, 9 laps to go, still have one set of tires behind the wall. Just in case.
Yep. It's going to be really interesting if we get a caution sometime in this next 8 laps, what guys decide to do. If you're the leader, what do? Do you come in and risk everybody else staying out? Or do you stay out and risk everybody else coming in? That's always the toughest decision in a race. Late race cautions.
Right now you're looking at through the windshield of the leader. He's got some lap traffic coming up in front of him. That's Wheel, Bunch, and Japs.
Ty Bostic only a second behind him, so he's not on his bumper, but he is easily within striking distance if Jordan has any problems getting through this pack. Looks like they're trying to stay out of his way. They've gone to the high side, let him have the low line. Just put Mike Wheel a lap down. Set his sights on Corey Bunch now.
5 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro in the iNRS All-Star Race. Jordan Booth is demonstrating why he was so dominant a year ago in this series.
Picking up 17 spots to hold the lead here at the end of the race. And he and Ty Bostic both did it the right way. They didn't push their way through, early on. They just methodically moved up a spot at a time. Took the time, made good decisions, and now they're running first and second. 3 laps to go. Now 2 laps to go.
Next time by, they'll take that white flag.
Yep. Jordan Booth has put Tony Japs lap down now, so he got around all 3 of those cars that we were watching. Now he has clean track in front of him.
White flag flies.
Yep. So, barring anything crazy happening, looks like we're going to have Jordan Booth, Ty Bostic, and Jordan Wenzel bringing it home to the podium.
And there you have it.
Yep.
Jordan Booth.
Great run by these guys.
Jordan
Austin
Booth
Wheeler,
wins.
unfortunately for him, slipped back a spot somewhere in there, but Jordan Wenzel climbed his way back up again after having to go towards the back for a little while. Jordan Booth finished P1, Ty Bostic in second, Jordan Wenzel in third. So that's your podium tonight, folks.
All right, there's your finish. Jordan Booth wins the iNRS All-Star race here for 2025. Ty Bostic finishes in second, Jordan Wenzel in third, Austin Wheeler in fourth, Corey Ennis in fifth, Garrett Walden in 6th, Jacob Musso in 7th, Jeff Ramsdell in 8th, Austin Walden in 9th, and Vince Burns in 10th.
You've got Dakota LaRue in 11th, Tony Japs in 12th, Corey Bunch 13, Mike Wheel 14, Joe Moso in 15th, Christopher Cash in 16th, Matt Parasini with the hard luck there in 17th, Scott Thomas in 18th, Lucas Whitehead 19th, Lucas Gortman in 20th, and Ron Fitting 21st.
All right, that's our finish here. As Jordan Booth, we'll take that away so you can see Mr. Booth burning down the house there and putting his mark on the start-finish line as he wins the 2025 All-Star Race. And with that, let's bring in Jordan Wenzel into the broadcast booth here. Jordan, congratulations. Hi. Hey, how are you?
I'm here. I wasn't even expecting to be here tonight. I was supposed to be working right now.
Well, this is probably more fun than working.
Yeah, but it pays a little less right now.
That's fair. Yep. I'm not sure third place was paying much tonight, but darn it. Good race, you know.
Yeah.
Tell us about your battle, Jordan. You were up towards the front and then got set back a little bit and then were able to claw your way back up again.
Yeah, it felt like dirty air was the biggest issue today. It just, you go into the corner, it's like when I was ahead, it seemed like Austin couldn't have any chance against me. And then when I went for when I got past and then I was behind, it was just absolutely terrible to drive. And I tried to get her up there again, but then I self-spun, kept putting it in the dirt, and then luckily I was able to claw my way back to third, but it's something.
Yeah, this, as much as we love the nostalgia of coming to North Wilkesboro, this Gen 7 car it's a challenge. It's a handful.
Yeah. I do enjoy racing these short tracks, even in this car, but this was probably the hardest the Gen 7's ever been to drive. It was going off the rear a lot, and if you didn't take care of your throttle pedal, then you were going to go around just like I did.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw that happen a couple times to guys.
It was quite entertaining, though, as you came off through the grass. iRacing has done a fabulous job of trying to replicate the grass and debris as you come through it. But you did a great job clawing your way back and with a podium finish.
Yeah, it was definitely not my proudest moments to going into the grass like that, but
it happens.
I've been battling Austin Wheeler like every week, it feels like, and I actually got one up on him this week, but I had 2 cars ahead of me this time, so we both had trouble. Booth came out of nowhere. He showed up last week to actually race again and decided to take all of our money today.
Well, congratulations on your finish. Any shout outs tonight?
I got to shout out my friends that I'm going to be away for Charlotte with. Jose, V, Cameron, David, Julian, all those guys. We're going to be having fun down there. I got to shout out my team, IRFK, Jeff, Tyler, Keith, and just you guys for putting this on and the league for hosting these events. It's really fun to just come out and race. And even though I didn't win, third place is still better than I thought I'd finish after spinning.
There you go. All right, well, there's Jordan Wenzel finishing in third tonight. With that, we'll bring Ty Bostic into the booth. Ty, you were in the back there. I mean, congratulations on your second place finish, and certainly you clawed your way up to the front to challenge Jordan.
Yeah, slowly but surely. I had an awful qualifying session, lap 1, and then lap 2. I kind of got too close to the start-finish line, tried to reset, so that didn't help me. So I started out back and had to slowly work my way up there.
Well, it was really interesting, Ty, because you and Jordan both started, mid to towards the back of the pack, and in fact, Jordan started 1 position in front of you, and you finished the same way, 17 spots you both gained along the way. What was the secret to doing that?
Clean air, really. I was moving around trying to run where people weren't, just slowly making my way up towards the front, not over pushing it. Several people overstepped a little bit, little hot slick track. Several people gassed it up too early and wrecked themselves. So I just tried to not overdo it and try to find some clean air and slowly but surely make my way forward.
Well, it certainly paid off. A good second place finish here tonight in the All-Star race. Hopefully this helps you as you look to the second half of the season.
Oh yeah, it's always a great time to run good, but this race not paying any points. It's not going to do me any good. I'm the good saying Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights, if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah.
Second place ain't doing me no good in an all-star race.
Well, I got your sponsors lots of airtime. We'll say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, congratulations. Any shout-outs tonight?
Shout out to everybody in the league. That was a great time running, and shout out to y'all for always putting on a great broadcast.
Got it. All right, that's
and shout out to my buddies John and John that decided not to show up and run with me tonight.
Well, there you go. Second place finished by Ty Bosick, and with that, let's bring Mr. Jordan Booth into the broadcast booth. Jordan, it's been a minute. Congratulations on your win.
It has been a minute. Thank you.
Well, we saw both you and Ty Bostic kind of start further on back. Maybe not the best qualifying, but certainly, we watched your mastery as you worked your way back up through the field.
Yeah, the first kind of 5-10 laps were really important, and just getting out of the mess that is back there, and then. It was just kind of slow, methodical, pick them off one at a time. The admins, Josh and Scott and all them, did a really cool thing with the choose cone tonight. We made it work. Might have looked a little messy at times, but we made it work, and that was really beneficial to kind of help get a spot here, spot there. And then it was just kind of Matt and I doing our thing, and then poor Matt hit a bump, lost it, and it was just kind of on from there.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were. It was fun to watch the virtual choose cone there. Hopefully maybe that comes in next year in the series. But yeah, good to see you back. How did school go?
It was good. We had straight A's. First time I could say I've ever done that, which is really cool. Pretty good feeling not having the parents yelling at me about grades for the first time in a while, which is fun. So yeah, kind of did my thing there. Did what I needed to do, and now I can come back here and have fun with y'all for the summer.
That sounds
Good
great.
Deal.
I think we're super excited to have you back there. Maybe not all of your competitors we are glad to see you, but they'll see that familiar purple car in their rearview mirror or out their windshield.
Yeah, I'm sure not many people are happy about it, but at the end of the day, I like racing with these guys. It's a good group of guys, so happy to be back with them.
Jordan, a quick question for you. Both of the other guys mentioned clean air. How important was clean air in your race tonight?
You could definitely feel it whenever you're back in the pack. Whenever I was in kind of that 6th to 13th radius, it felt impossible to do anything with your car. But as soon as you kind of got into the top 5 and it was spread out a little bit more, it felt like it just got better and better. And I mean, I'm sure Ty was not a fan of not having it behind me there for like that last 30, 40 laps. But I mean, whenever I was riding behind Matt, it didn't feel horrible. I didn't really feel a difference between riding behind him and then being out front. But I'm sure it's also just a mental thing with these cars too. It probably feels a lot tighter whenever you're looking at somebody else too.
Right.
Well, congratulations on your win. Any shout-outs tonight?
Yep. Parents, obviously, for putting the roof over my head that allows me to do this. I'll give one to Nate out in Ohio. I know he watches these things, and I'm sure he's pumped if I have something to do on his Thursday. And then I got a text from my dad saying my grandparents were up watching this, which is way past their bedtime. They need to go to sleep. But appreciate them watching it. And then obviously you guys for broadcasting it. Everybody tonight on the track. I mean, I don't think anybody did something tonight that was just crazy dumb, which is pretty cool to see on iRacing. You don't see that a lot these days. So
yeah.
Shout out to the competitors, and then obviously Josh and Scott for continuing to do cool things like this.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially with in a short track like this, it's always a challenge.
For sure.
I was very impressed with the way the drivers interact with each other, because on a short track sometimes you get tempers flaring, and everybody was pretty respectful tonight. If they made a mistake and caused somebody a problem, they owned up to it, apologized, and just really tried to take care of each other and make it aggressive but clean racing. I enjoyed that.
All right, so next week we will be at Charlotte for one of the longest races of the season. We'll be at the Coca-Cola 300. We've got 200 laps, and we'll see you there, Jordan. That was won last year by Brendan Hayes.
Yep, I'm hoping to take his spot for sure.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week in Charlotte. And for those watching, tune in next Thursday, same time, to watch the iNRS Racing Series take on the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 300. From Jeff and myself, we thank you for tuning in, and hope you have a great night.
See you next week.
All right. Good night, folks.